Today we're going to talk about measures of central tendency, and so there are four key vocabulary words that we need to remember. Those are mean, median, mode, and range, and those should sound familiar to you. So mean, another word for that is average. Okay, you could either ask what the mean of the information is, or you could ask what the average is. And so this means that we are going to add up all the numbers and divide by the number of numbers. So that means if we add up 12 numbers to get some sort of sum, we're going to divide that by 12. And we'll figure that out as we go here as well. We'll refresh your memory with that. The median is the middle. Okay, so this is the middle number when listed from least to greatest. So median, they have to be in order. If they are not in order, then you're not going to be able to find the proper median. Mode is the most common number. And range is going to be the largest number minus the smallest number. Okay, so again, we're going to go through finding each of those four things and then relate them a little bit to word problems as well today. So here we go. We're going to find the mean, median, mode, and range from the set of data. And so we have this list of points or numbers given to us. So we have 12, 10, 9, 15, 16, 10, and 6. And we're going to find the mean, median, mode, and range. Now, for all of these, you do not need to order them from least to greatest. The only one that you need to do that for is going to be the median. But let's go ahead and order them from least to greatest while we're working here. So we have 6, the 9, 10 is 2 times there, 12, 15, and 16. And so I like to cross them off so I make sure I don't forget any of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 numbers. All right, so we're good there. So mean means that we're going to find the average. We're going to add them all together. So if we add all of these numbers together, we get 78. And there were 7 of those numbers. So we're going to divide those things. And when you divide them, so get our calculator here, we take 70 divided by 7. Now we're going to round these to 2 decimal places, so we're going to say 11.14 would be the mean of these, okay? The median, we're going to look at them in order from least to greatest, and then cross them off to find the middle one. So we cross one off from the low and then the high end, and we're going to keep going back and forth until we find that number that is in the middle. And so our median of this set of data is 10. The mode is the most common number, the one written the most number of times. So all of these numbers are written once, except the number 10 is written twice. So 10 is also the mode. And then for the range, we're going to take the biggest number and subtract the smallest number. So 10 also happens to be our range. Now that is just coincidence with this set of data that the mean, median, that the median, mode, and range are all 10, but that could happen sometimes. Okay. All right. So let's look at this other set of data. We have this list here, and again, we're going to order them from least to greatest. So we would have 38, 43, 48, 51, 52, 65, 75, and 120. Okay, so we have all of those. All right, our mean We add these all up. When you add them, we get 492. And we're going to divide that by, there are 8 numbers in our list. So when we take that and divide it, so 492 divided by 8, we're going to get 61.5. Okay, obviously there is no rounding that needs to happen there. Oh, sorry, you guys couldn't see that. There is no rounding that needs to happen there. You get exactly 61.5. All right, so our median, we're going to cross things off from left to right, moving along. Now, you notice here we have 2 numbers, okay? When you have 2 numbers in the middle, we need to find the average or the mean of them. What that means is we're going to take 51 plus 52. We're going to divide it by 2, okay? Which means that we would get 51.5. 51.5 is the number that's halfway between 51 and 52, okay? Remember, if you're doing this in the calculator, you would need to put parentheses around that. It's implied parentheses. All right, mode, the most commonly written number. All of them are written once, so we are going to say none or no mode. And then for range, we're going to take the highest, 120, and subtract 38. And there we would get 82 as our range. Okay? Now, some questions are going to ask you just to find those specific things, and then others are going to put them into a context of things. So that's what we're going to look at next here. All right, so we have Mary, and Mary ran the 100-meter dash in 5 track meets this season. Her times were listed there, okay, and she is trying to figure out what her average time is for the 100-meter dash. So again, we're finding average. You're going to have to make sure that you're paying attention to what word, what vocabulary piece you're actually supposed to be doing here. So average means that we're going to take those 5 numbers, so 13.2, 12.9, 12.5, 12.8, 12.1. We're going to add all of those together. And when we do that, after those 5 runs, she did all of those 5 runs in 63.5 seconds. That was over the course of 5 runs. So we're going to divide those. So we're going to take our 63.5 divided by 5, and we get 12.7. Because this is in terms of a word problem, we do need to put a unit with this. So we would say 12.7 seconds. Okay? You have to put a unit for these. All right, next question. During the first 2 weeks that the new Chipotle in Algonquin was open, they served 12,068 customers. If they were open every day for 2 weeks, what was the average number of customers served each day? So again, we're talking about average. That means we're talking about mean. That means we're adding all of the different people together. The total number of customers they had was 12,068 at this new Chipotle. But it says that it wants to know each day. If they were open for 2 weeks, how many days are in 2 weeks? Well, in 1 week, there are 7, so that means that we would be dividing this by 14. So if we take this and divide, this gives us 862 customers, or yeah, it said customers. Okay. Now, for all of these, this one was a nice easy number, so you're fine. But all of these you can round to 2 decimal places. Okay. We know that it's not possible to have, 862.3 customers, but still round them to 2 decimal places. Okay. All right. So we'll do one last question here where it asks us multiple different pieces about this data. So this is the monthly rainfall for a U.S. city for the first 10 months of the year. So here's your month, here's how many inches of rainfall they had in those particular months. Okay, so what is the average monthly rainfall for those cities? That means that we're going to add all of those different inches together, and that would give us 36. It did tell us this is in the first 10 months of the year, so we're going to divide those and get 3.6 inches. Right? On average, this city got 3.6 inches of rain each month. All right, what is the median? So in order to do the median, we do need to list them in order from least to greatest. All right, so we have 2.5, 2.9, 3.1, 3.3 is twice, 3.5, 4.1, 4.2, 4.3, and then 4.8. Okay, so we've got them all there, and now we're finding the median, so we need to find the one that's in the middle. So we're going to go from left to right here. They, again, have to be listed in order from least to greatest. So we're focused on these two numbers here. That means that we're finding the number that's halfway between 3.3 and 3.5. So you can do the math of that, or you can just know that halfway between 3.3 and 3.5 is going to be 3.4 inches. Okay. What is the mode in inches? So if we're looking at this, the one that was listed the most number of times is 3.3 inches. And last but not least, it asks us to find the range. So this is where it does come in handy if they are listed from least to greatest, but they don't have to be to find this. So the biggest amount of rainfall in a month was 4.8. And the least amount of rainfall in a month was 2.5. So if we subtract those, we get 2.3 inches. Okay, so mean is the average, where you add them all up, divide by the number of numbers. Median is the middle number when listed from least to greatest. Mode is the most common number, and range is where you're going to take the largest number minus the smallest number. And that's it.